Hello, sir and friends. My name is Vivi, and I will explain about Section 1, Part 1. Define the following terms in social media context: groundswell, mass marketing, viral marketing. So, first is groundswell. Groundswell is a social trend in which people use technology to get the things they need from each other rather than from traditional institutions like corporation. Or in other words, today's customer increasingly get their information and news via their social interaction with friends and family, and even their entertainment from one another. And the example here in Indonesia, I give in Zomato where patrons can give rating or see the review of other restaurants. And the other example is Facebook, where users have the potential to connect with each other and share feedback. Next is buzz marketing. So buzz is word of mouth communication that customers view as authentic. And marketers think of buzz as everyday people helping their marketing efforts when they share their opinions with their friends and neighbors. So it's basically office water cooler effect where coworkers dish about the latest TV sitcom on Monday morning but on steroids. And mass marketing itself is marketing activities designed to create conversation, excitement, and enthusiasm that is buzz about a brand. And here is the example. The first example is from Yamaha brand. So Yamaha initiated a video campaign with Noah and singer Indah Dewi Pertiwi, and they carried the tagline "Change Your Life." And the video campaign itself helped to increase sales for new product Yamaha Mio GT in Indonesia. And the second example is Oreo brand, where they launched the Fun Together campaign with ideas around how moms can have fun together with the whole family. And the third example is where Line launched a new commercial from its game called Line Get Rich with Indonesian actors Bunga Citra Lestari and her husband. And the result is promising and successfully achieved 1.1 million views on YouTube. Next, we have viral marketing. So, viral marketing is marketing activities that aim to increase brand awareness or sales by consumers passing a message along to other consumers. It's one popular form of buzz building itself. And this term refers to marketing activities that aim to increase their brand awareness or sales. And the example here is where Shopee invite Blackpink as their brand ambassador. And the other example is where Lazada Liberty placed an ad on the billboard, but with the image upside down. This proven have this proven to get the attention of the public because it is considered funny.
So brand polarization is a brand that gap between a good buzz and a bad buzz. This was an advertisement like this. So that advertisement that compares with with their product with the other brands, who have similar product with the brands. Like for example, like past year, KFC does advertisement who compare their product with McD, which they show KFC have more delicious side or more healthy side rather than McD. Like that. Sometimes when brand polarization is kind of bad because they're usually showing the bad side with the other product. So I think brand polarization is like good, but better to not try to do that. And then we got a try frosting. So try frosting is a form of marketing where our customer give us an opportunity to try our products or services. For example, we give our consumer product sample to the customer, so they may be able to test it and compare it with the others freely. Like we give try a test of sample milk, like from well, we given a sample milk from an advertiser. So we will test it and we know, oh, this is delicious, or rather like, oh, this is good rather than my sample milk, or kind of like that. The next is F-commerce. So F-commerce is referring to conducting online business activities on a Facebook page or Facebook application. So it's like an e-commerce. Who they give an advertisement in Facebook page. So they, for example, like Lazada as an e-commerce, there's advertisement in Facebook page or kind of like it.
The next part is direct marketing. By definition, direct marketing is a communication to a consumer or business recipient designed to generate a response in the form of an order, a request for further information, and a visit to a store or other place of business for purchase of a product. There are four key forms of direct marketing. First is mail order, telemarketing, direct response advertising, and e-commerce. First one is mail order. Mail order consists of two types. First is catalog, which is a collection of products offered for sale in book form and usually consisting of product descriptions accompanied by photos of the items. Also, catalog allows the store to reach people who live in areas too small to support a store. In Indonesia, we could find it in Domino's Pizza advertisement, for example. On the other hand, direct mail is a brochure or a pamphlet that offers a specific good or services at one point in time. For example, teh botol sosro with their specific product to advertise, which is teh botol. Next is e-commerce. E-commerce is promotional and other e-commerce activities transmitted over mobile phones and other mobile devices such as smartphones and personal digital assistants or PDAs. E-commerce has the same potential dark side as other forms of direct marketing such as snail mail and email. For the examples of e-commerce include in-app purchasing, mobile banking, virtual marketplace apps like the Amazon mobile app or digital wallets such as Apple Pay, Android Pay, and Samsung Pay. Next is direct response advertising. Direct response advertising, by definition, is a direct marketing approach that allows the consumer to respond to a message by immediately contacting the provider to ask questions or order the product. This form of direct marketing can be very successful, although for many companies, the internet has become the medium of choice for direct marketing. This technique is still alive and well in magazines, newspapers, and television. Also, direct response advertising continue to develop to a direct response TV, which is advertising on TV that seeks a direct response, including short commercials of less than 2 minutes, 30 minutes, or longer informationals and home shopping networks. For instance, cozy slimming suits that we can found in Indonesia. Next is telemarketing. Telemarketing is direct marketing an organizations conduct over the telephone. The major issue of the horizon for telemarketers is whether they will be able to access cell phone numbers, as many consumers fear. The example that we can find in Indonesia is IndiHome that sometimes offer their consumers options of the package of the internet.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the number 3. It's about personal selling and technology, how to blend them. Okay, personal selling. Personal selling is also known as a face-to-face selling, in which one person who is the salesman tries to convince the customer in buying a product. It is a promotional method by which the salesperson uses his or her skill and abilities in attempt to make a sale. Okay, and here is how to blend the technology and personal selling. Mobile technology gives a salesperson people instant access to product specs and other tools that increase the effectiveness of their sales pitch in resulting in higher closing rate and a better customer experience. And when it's contract time, mobile access makes all documents ready, available for the closing process. That's all about me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mohamed Reiza Afthony Hadi, and I will present to you 7 steps of the creative selling process. The first one is prospect and qualify, part of the sales process including identifying and developing a list of potential or prospective customers. The second one is pre-approach, part of the sales process including planning to develop and market information about prospects. The third one is approach. In the first step of a real sales presentation, sales reps learn more about customer needs, make a good impression, and try to build relationships. And then the fourth one is sales presentation, part of the sales process where the seller communicates the value proposition directly to the customer and invites the customer to communicate with each other. The fifth one is handle objection. Presenters must handle objection from the prospects. Number 6 is close, the stage of the sales process where the seller actually asks the customer to purchase the product. And then the last one is follow up, post sales activities that provide essential service to the customer. Which one is the most critical for, in my opinion, is sales presentation. Why? Because it tells us how the presenter like giving an offer to the customer, like it shows that how well that a customer is receive the information from the presenter, and then it shows it determine how convincing the product of our this sales to the customer.
Now I'm going to explain 3-step process of a public relations campaign. So what is a public relations campaign? Public relations campaign is a coordinated effort to communicate with one or more of the firm's publics. So here are the objectives and also the activities of the public relations. The objectives are introduce new products, influence government legislation, enhance the image of organization, city, region, or country, provide advice and counsel, and the last one is to call attention to a firm's involvement with the community. So here are the PR tactics. The first one is press release, which is information that an organization distributes to media intended to win publicity. And then there's internal PR and also external stakeholders, which is PR activities aimed at employees of organization. There's investor relation, which is PR activities such as annual and quarterly reports aimed at a firm's investors. And then there's lobbying, which is talking with and providing information to government officials to influence their activities relating to organization. And then there's speech writing, which is writing a speech on a topic of a company executive to deliver. Here are other PR tactics, which is corporate identity, which is materials such as logos, brochures, building designs, stationery that communicates an image of organization. And then there's media relations, which is a PR activity aimed at developing close relationship with the media. And then there's sponsorships, which is PR activities through which companies provide financial support to help fund an event in return for publicized recognition of the company's contribution. And then there's special events, which is activities from a visit by foreign investors to a company picnic that are planned and implemented by a PR department. And then there's brand ambassadors or brand evangelists, which is loyal customer of a brand recruited to communicate and be salespeople with other consumers for a brand that they care a great deal about. And then there's guerrilla marketing, which is marketing activity in which a firm ambushes consumers with promotional content in places that they are not expecting to encounter this kind of activity. And then there's ambient advertising, which is advertising placed where advertising isn't normally or hasn't ever been seen.
Now I'm going to talk about number 6. The question is asked about: is there any unethical issue that may arise related to the PR campaign? Give an example. So, what is a public relationship campaign? A public relationship campaign is a coordinated effort to communicate with one or more of the firm's publics. So, however, there are unethical issues related to PR campaigns. Taking an example of the KAI commuter Twitter case. So in June 2021, social media was being enlivened with a public relations case that handled the KAI commuter line's Twitter, responding to the reports of sexual harassments from its audience unethically. So the response is considered not to pay attention to the rights of other parties and does not respect the opinions and dignity of others. They even seem to have no regard for one's self-respect and public interest. So their action did not show a sense of responsibility for the safety and comfort of their audience. So they had violated the public relations code of ethics. Public relations should act thoroughly with careful consideration, rational, objective, full of integrity, and high responsibility. If not, the consequence is that it can create uncontrolled and sensational news that has an impact on the company's good image. The news also caused the controversy and prolonged polemic. Um, the public relations should try to create patterns and channels of communication that can have a free flow of information so that the public feels that they are always getting reliable information, as well as giving the public an awareness about of their personal involvement so that a solid and harmonious relationship is established.